That was before, though, Microsoft, which despite today's upside 0.5%, well, yeah, just under 0.5% move, is 23% off recent highs. And it warned. Will more companies be doing the same? And which path should investors take when picking stocks? That's where our floor show traders come in. All right, gentlemen, great to have you both. Guys, if Microsoft can't finesse hitting earnings and revenue targets, that has got to mean a host of other companies won't be able to either. The May ADP jobs report that came out this morning was a big miss. Private sector payrolls increased by just 128,000. That's the slowest of the recovery. So, Sarge, I'll start with you. Is the slowdown here, and which stocks can still kind of find themselves in trouble, or the ones that you say can still float?
All right, we know that the economy is going to come, it's either going to enter into recession or it's going to come very close. We know that the entire S&P 500 is going to have the same negative FX impact that Microsoft had. What I'm doing is I'm focusing on free cash flow and pricing power, which means I'm focusing on energy. All right, you want at least one big integrated name. For me, that's Chevron. Then you want to focus on U.S.-based producers and explorers. For me, that's Apache, that's Civitas, and that's let's go to the next one.
That's okay.
PXD. It's Pioneer. I got it. It's Pioneer. You also want an oil services firm, okay? All right, now I'm long Schlumberger. I don't really love it. I'm also looking at Halliburton and Baker Hughes. I'd like to flip out of the Schlumberger into those other two, but right now Schlumberger is breaking out a little, so I have to stick with it.
We have a rare agreement here, right? Keith Fitz-Gerald, you like Chevron. You had recommended it the last time you were on the show. It's done incredibly well, obviously, down slightly today. But, you know, what else can you tell us about the energy story that Sarge hasn't already, expounded upon?
Well, this may be the shortest interview ever. I'm just going to say ditto to the Sarge. You know, you got to go with stuff that's working. You don't ever get off a winning horse, particularly now. If we've got the lights, we've got the economic hurricane, whatever you want to call it, coming our way, you want to stick with companies that make the products the world can't live without, that have the pricing power, and importantly, the CEOs that can execute. Many of the companies that are going to get a hit list in the next 4, 5, 6 weeks are going to be companies like the Robinhoods, like the Geminis, those companies where you've got a real split into the nice-to-haves as opposed to the must.
Microsoft is nowhere near the risk of those two names, and it just warned.
Exactly my point, though. They didn't warn because the business is failing. They warned because they failed to underestimate the exchange rate risk. 41% of the sales of the S&P 500 comes from overseas. That's not a business challenge. That's a currency challenge. That's a risk management issue. It doesn't impact the growth. So as an investor, if stuff's on sale, I'm interested. So big tech for me right now is a primary focus because longer term, that's the stuff that's come roaring out of the basement if inflation even has a whiff of coming under control.
Let me review something that Tom Barkin of the Richmond Fed said yesterday. He sees the higher end consumer holding up very nicely. We've got Lululemon after the bell. This is a company that is just doing a gangbuster business, and right now Lulu is powering higher at the moment. I mean, we have a very strong picture ahead of this. So talk to me, Sarge, about it's kind of broaching the rim of what you love, which is energy. I mean, look at Lulu. It's at $300 a share, up 3.5% right now. Anything in consumer discretionary, or is that just a train wreck waiting to happen as you see it?
The only name I'm playing right now in that space is Costco. All right, I had a nice run in it recently. I've taken some profits off the table, but I'm maintaining along in that name. I think they are the best run name in the space. Now, that's not the high-end names that you're speaking about, like Lulu. Lulu always hits the ball out of the park. I mean, it's such a well-run company, but I'm just not in touch with that level of consumer. I'm more the meat and potatoes guy.
I'm actually, I was a Lulu fan. Now I'm an Alo Yoga fan. They're not public yet, but
look at you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Exactly. And I don't do yoga. So how about that? Hey, great to see you both. Thank you very much. Check the Dow up 276 points.
Hi, it's Keith here. Thanks for checking out today's highlight clip. What'd you think? Did I make sense? Is there something you'd like to add? Make sure you leave a comment down below, and of course, click subscribe to keep up right here on YouTube, or sign up for the email newsletter at the link below. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram for my real-time thoughts on markets, analysis, and a whole lot more.